Romantic comedies are all about love, laughter, and, of course, awkwardness. From cringe-worthy first dates to totally unexpected encounters, these films always know how to keep us on the edge of our seats, and in fits of laughter. But what happens when the chemistry goes a little too far? In today's video, we're counting down the top 10 most awkward moments in romantic comedies, moments that make us laugh, squirm, and sometimes cover our eyes. Ready for the cringe? Let's dive in. Number 10. She's Out of My League is a romantic comedy about an average guy named Kirk, played by Jay Baruchel, who unexpectedly starts dating a stunning and successful woman named Molly, played by Alice Eve. Kirk is a TSA agent at an airport, and he meets Molly when she accidentally leaves her phone at security. She takes an interest in him, but Kirk, along with his friends and family, can't believe that someone as attractive and accomplished as Molly would be interested in him. When Kirk brings Molly home to meet his family, they were enjoying a day in the pool and asked her to take a dip. She admitted she did not bring a suit, so they told her underwear would be fine.
Underwear would be fine. If I were wearing any.
Number 9. There's Something About Mary is a romantic comedy that follows Ted Stroman, played by Ben Stiller, a nerdy and awkward guy who has been in love with Mary Jensen Cameron Diaz since high school. Ted had a chance to take Mary to prom, but an embarrassing and painful accident involving a zipper ruined the night. While urinating, he gets distracted by a couple birds outside and inadvertently looks up at Mary's window, where she is changing. Just as this happens, her stepfather and a group of others see him and assume he is being a peeping Tom. Frantically, he goes to zip up his pants and gets his privates caught in the zipper. Ow! After hearing the screaming, Mary's mom and stepdad comes in to see what's wrong.
What exactly are we looking at here?
Is it the Frank or the beans?
Well, it looks like I think it's a little bit of both.
Number 8. Good Luck Chuck is a 2007 romantic comedy that centers around Charlie Chuck Logan, played by Dane Cook, a man who has an unusual and somewhat frustrating problem. He receives a curse in junior high from a goth girl he rejected.
Around you love will fall like rain. You won't hold it. Your heart will pain. Once the girl has been with you, to the next she will be true.
Every woman he dates ends up marrying the next guy she meets after they break up. This strange phenomenon has made Chuck a bit of a pariah, as women seek him out for their own good luck before moving on to their true love. Chuck's life takes a turn when he meets Cam, played by Jessica Alba, a woman who may be the exception to the curse. Cam is quirky and fun, and despite Chuck's reluctance to date her because of his curse, they develop a relationship. As Chuck falls for her, he has to figure out whether he can break his curse and win her heart before she becomes another, next girlfriend, who finds true love with someone else. In the scene, Jessica Alba plays the queen of all klutzes when she is brought home from a date with Charlie, played by Dane Cook, and goes to get out of the vehicle not noticing her skirt was caught. Number 7. Legally Blonde is a comedy film about Elle Woods, played by Reese Witherspoon, a fashionable and bubbly sorority girl who seems to have it all: beauty, popularity, and a life of luxury. However, when her boyfriend, Warner Huntington III, played by Matthew Davis, breaks up with her because he thinks she's not serious enough to support his ambitions for a career in politics, Elle decides to prove him wrong. Determined to win him back, Elle applies to Harvard Law School, thinking it will impress Warner. Much to everyone's surprise, she gets in and moves to Cambridge, where she quickly discovers that the world of law is very different from her glamorous, social lifestyle. At first, Elle struggles to fit in with her peers, who look down on her for her superficial persona. However, she gradually proves that she's not just a pretty face. Elle excels academically, becomes more confident, and even helps solve a major case in a way that showcases her unique skills and perspective. Elle's ex-boyfriend's new girlfriend, Vivian, invites her to a party as a joke and tells her it's a costume party when it wasn't to embarrass her.
Nice outfit!
Oh, I like your outfit too, except when I dress up as a frigid bitch, I try not to look so constipated.
Number 6. Pretty Woman is a romantic comedy from 1990, directed by Gary Marshall. The film stars Richard Gere as Edward Lewis, a wealthy businessman, and Julia Roberts as Vivian Ward, a kind-hearted but down-on-her-luck prostitute. The story follows their unlikely romance after Edward hires Vivian to be his escort for a week while he's in town on business. Over the course of the week, they begin to form a deeper connection, and Edward starts to see beyond Vivian's occupation, realizing she has a lot more to offer. As the two spend time together, Vivian also starts to dream of a life beyond her current circumstances. In the scene, Julia is a prostitute who spends a night at a high-end hotel, but upon entering the elevator, she makes a joke and makes an older couple cringe.
Well, color be happy. There's a sofa in here for two.
Number 5. The House Bunny is a 2008 comedy film directed by Fred Wolf, starring Anna Faris, who plays Shelley Darling's son, a fun-loving and bubbly former Playboy bunny. At the start of the film, Shelley is kicked out of the Playboy Mansion when she turns 27, as the mansion's owner, Hugh Hefner, only allows younger bunnies to live there. Shelley is left to figure out what to do next, and ends up finding herself at a nearby college campus. She stumbles upon the Alpha Beta sorority, which is struggling to attract new members due to its nerdy and socially awkward members. Shelley, with her bubbly personality and extensive knowledge of fashion and beauty, takes it upon herself to help the sorority sisters transform into confident and stylish young women. As Shelley helps them, she also learns more about herself and discovers that she has a lot more to offer than just her looks. In the scene where Shelley meets her new sorority housemates, she does an interesting yet awkward trick to help remember all their names.
And Carrie May. And then Joanne over there.
Wow, you hired the exorcist. That's great.
Number 4, 16 Candles, 1984, is a classic coming-of-age teen comedy directed by John Hughes. The film centers on Samantha Baker, played by Molly Ringwald, a 16-year-old girl whose life seems to be falling apart on her birthday. Her family, caught up in the chaos of her older sister's wedding, forgets her big day, and she feels completely ignored and unimportant. As she navigates the ups and downs of high school life, Samantha deals with typical teenage challenges, such as crushes, awkward moments, and family drama. Her main crush is Jake Ryan, played by Michael Scofield, the popular and handsome guy at school. However, she's dealing with some embarrassing situations, like being the target of a nerdy freshman, Ted, played by Anthony Michael Hall, who has a huge crush on her, and also having to contend with her family's focus on the wedding. In the scene, Molly Ringwald is filling out a sexual questionnaire, and when she is done, she attempts to pass it to her bestie, not knowing she is sleeping, but her crush intercepts it. Awkward because his name is the person who she would do it with for the first time. Number 3. This Is 40 is a comedy drama film written and directed by Judd Apatow, released in 2012. It's a sort of sequel to Apatow's Knocked Up, 2007, and focuses on the lives of Pete and Debbie, characters played by Paul Rudd and Leslie Mann. The film delves into the challenges and changes they face as they approach their 40th birthdays. Pete and Debbie are dealing with various issues in their lives, including their marriage, their careers, and raising their 2 daughters. As they struggle with the realities of aging, financial stress, and their relationships, the film explores themes of midlife crisis, family dynamics, and the balance between personal happiness and responsibilities. Paul Rudd excuses himself from family time outside to go take a poop. His wife barges in, and they argue while he is sitting on the toilet.
Go. Who takes a half hour to go to the bathroom?
John Goodman.
Number 2. The Proposal, 2009, is a romantic comedy directed by Anne Fletcher, starring Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds. The movie centers around Margaret Tate Bullock, a tough, no-nonsense book editor from Canada who faces deportation due to her expired visa. In a desperate move to stay in the US, she convinces her assistant, Andrew Paxton Reynolds, to marry her so she can get a green card and avoid being sent back to Canada. Andrew, who's initially reluctant to help, agrees on the condition that she will promote him to a higher position at the company. To make their fake engagement look convincing, Margaret and Andrew travel to Andrew's family home in Alaska, where they pretend to be deeply in love. While they're there, they encounter a series of comedic situations, including Andrew's quirky family, and begin to develop a genuine connection. Ryan walks in to take a shower, not knowing Sandra was behind the bathroom door, just getting out of the shower. His family dog chased her out of the room, smacking right into Ryan, both naked.
Oh my God! Why are you?
Number 1. When Harry Met Sally, 1989, is a classic romantic comedy directed by Rob Reiner and written by Nora Ephron. The film stars Billy Crystal as Harry Burns and Meg Ryan as Sally Albright. It follows the evolution of their relationship over the course of several years, starting in the late 1970s. The movie begins with Harry and Sally meeting during a car ride from Chicago to New York City after they both graduate from college. They have very different personalities and views on relationships, which leads to some spirited debates, particularly about whether men and women can be friends without romantic involvement. Despite their differences, they part ways at the end of the trip, but they cross paths again over the years, each time at different stages of their lives. As time goes on, Harry and Sally both navigate their personal lives, relationships, and emotional challenges. They continue to meet in various situations, gradually developing a deep friendship. Ultimately, they begin to realize that their connection has evolved into something more, challenging their previous beliefs about love, friendship, and the possibility of having a romantic relationship with someone you're friends with. The most awkward moment is the restaurant scene with Harry and Sally. They get into discussing relationships and intimacy. She admitted that women fake the big O to please men, and he would not know when they are false. That's when she shows him it could be hard to detect.
Oh, God. Yes! 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 Oh! 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 Oh, God. Oh.
That's all for today. Did you agree with this list, or did I miss anything? Comment below.